Wow. That was one heck of a direct. I mean, as a Nintendo fan, wow. where do I where do I even start? I unfortunately wasn't able to live stream me watching the direct because I had to leave in the middle of it. And kind of had it on my phone as I was going to place to place. I had some errands I had to run, but wow. I guess let's hit it in order, right? First, the Pokemon DLC looks fun. I mean, it was cool. Like, I'm not super crazy about the Pokemon paid DLC to begin with, but I mean, it looks fun. It looks promising. It's always cool to see the fact that they're adding in new Pokemon into the DLCs. As I'm a big advocate for that national dex, so it's cool to see that they're continuing that trend of at least adding some more Pokemon with each DLC, and that was cool to see them showing little snippets of what we might see. I saw some Snorlax. I know my girlfriend's gonna love that. But beyond that, I'll just hit this in order like I was just saying, but the Sonic game looks great. That looks really fun. The fact that it's 4-player co-op, I know that's not new news, and it's not Nintendo exclusive news either, but that's just a little side note I wrote down when I was watching that I think that will be a super fun one. I'll probably pick that up and play with my friends. You might be able to expect to see that on the channel. I'm not sure. We'll see. No promises. But Super Mario RPG remake. What? There was a rumor floating around that there was going to be an SNES game remaster remake type thing happening. No one was really sure what it was. There were some rumors floating around. I never listen to that stuff anymore. You know, ever since like the Smash Ultimate stuff, I really stopped listening to a lot of those rumor sources. It ends up half the time being just a bunch of nothing, right? So I wasn't too sold on it, but we actually got a Super Mario RPG remake. I think that's I wish I was recording that because I think that's the loudest I've screamed for a direct since like ever. I literally was flipping out over here. I have to rewatch that trailer and actually take it in because I was just celebrating. I am super stoked for that one, that being said. That will absolutely be on this channel. We didn't even finish our other Super Mario RPG Let's Play, and perhaps it's time I take a look and see where I'm at with that and finish that up so we can give a proper introduction to the new one because it looks so good. And, I can't... It looks so alive in the trailer. They brought so many of the characters to this new art style that looks so alive. It gives them so much character. I'm super excited. I can't believe Nintendo and Square Enix are working together to do that. You know, Geno is back. Geno's one of my favorite characters in video games ever. So stoked for that. Super, super excited. The Peach solo game, Peach gets her own game. I honestly was still flipping out from Super Mario RPG. Wasn't paying a lot of attention to that, but it looks good. It looks fun. I like that. I like that Peach is going to start getting her own games because they kind of took that direction with the Mario movie. For those of you who have seen it, Peach is more of a main character in that movie, more of a protagonist. You know, she's very strong, willed, all that kind of thing. So I think it only was a natural progression that she was going to end up getting her own game, which I love. That's super cool. Something I think is going to get swept under the rug is that Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is getting a remake in the Luigi's Mansion 3 like art style / engine, which is super cool. I never played entirely through Dark Moon. I got a good chunk through it, but part of that was just a disconnect with not wanting to play on the 3DS and being able to play it on a TV or even on the handheld with Switch is going to be so much nicer and in such a great art style. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks so good. So that's super exciting. That's like I was very excited for that. We'll probably see that on the channel, hopefully. There's some cool indie games in there. In between all that, there's obviously Nintendo always does a really good job. As much as like when I'm watching a direct, I don't want to see it because I want to see the next big thing, you know. They'd always do such a cool job showing off indie games, smaller game companies, smaller game studios. I think that's a really cool part of the Nintendo Directs. When they slip some of them in, I know they do their own indie showcase thing, but those don't get as much publicity, you know. So it's really cool that they do that to just fill some time, because it's not like they have more to announce, otherwise they'd announce it, you know. So I'll take it. Some of those games I might pick up. You might see on the channel, you might not. We don't know, but there were a couple I wrote down that I want to pick up, at least take a look at a little deeper, and that looks pretty fun. So a lot of roguelikes. Gaming industry, I'm on to you. Pikmin 4 looks fun. I probably won't pick it up. I've never been that much of a Pikmin guy, but who knows? Maybe I'll try the demo. Maybe it's charismatic. It's a cute game. It sounds like they're doing some innovation. Like I said, I've never played the Pikmin games, but there's this whole nighttime thing now that they're incorporating in Pikmin 4. That sounds pretty cool. I'm not hyped for it, truthfully, but it is a positive. I love seeing series like that I don't really have an appreciation for, but that I know other people do get their limelight, you know? Because the last 3 or 4 years probably 4 or 5 years has been either Zelda or Smash Bros. And with Tears of the Kingdom just releasing, I wasn't sure we were going to see any Zelda. We didn't really see any Zelda, which kind of always stinks. I would have loved to see, like, you know, even just like, oh, hey, we're remaking Wind Waker, or we're porting it to the Switch because we had this Wind Waker HD that was on the Wii U, but the Wii U was a massive flop. That's one thing I would have wanted, I think, but I wasn't expecting anything. Just with the release of Tears of the Kingdom just a month ago, barely over a month ago, you know, I really wasn't anticipating anything, and we didn't get anything, so that's okay. Pokemon had Detective Pikachu as well. Don't really care about Detective Pikachu, honestly, but I do like, you know, they showed off the DLC they're working on. They showed off a spin-off game. As a Pokemon fan, I can't really complain. I'm not going to get Detective Pikachu probably, but if there's enough demand, maybe on the channel, maybe I will, but I can't complain from a Pokemon fan standpoint. I wasn't expecting a new game or anything like that. Scarlet and Violet DLC is clearly the focus right now. And then Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That, a lot of people were talking about, we need a 2D Mario, and there it is, 2D Mario, you know, people were right. But it looks really cool. It looks really refreshing. It's not just the new Super Mario Bros. Wii U HD Luigi and Knuckles garbage that we've been getting for the last 5 years. 5, 10, you know, since the Wii, really. We haven't had that great of it's been the same rehashed game, and they even rehashed it on the Switch. But Super Mario Bros. Wonder is clearly a nice, refreshing take on the 2D Mario series. You know, I saw Mario, Luigi, Yellow Toad, Peach, Daisy. It looked like Yoshi for a second there was... I don't know. There's a clip in the trailer, and if I remember, I'll put it up. But there was a clip in the trailer where it showed Yoshi next to Mario in the lives section. So was Yoshi playable, or is that just like it shows when you're riding Yoshi or something like that? I'm not sure. But either way, some more diversity in the characters. Having Daisy in there at all is super cool. And just some new abilities, a refreshed art style, like, you know, just... You don't have to do a whole lot to refresh that series. You just stop doing the same thing for 10 years in a row, like literally the same exact game. And I think it'll be really cool. I plan on picking that one up. I think that'll be a fun one to play with people. Maybe we'll play it on the channel or something like that. But overall, I think the most thing, obviously, if it wasn't obvious, I am the most excited for Super Mario RPG, the remake. You'll definitely, guaranteed be seeing that on the channel. That is super big for me. I know for some people maybe it's not, but I hope the remake gives you an opportunity to kind of explore that game, because it's a really good game. I really love it. And yeah, I really hope that it turns out as good as it looks. And I'm optimistic. I don't know how you can mess that up. So I'm not even worried about something like that. I'm just super excited. I think this was a really good direct, in all honesty, after recapping it out loud to you. I think this was a great direct. I haven't said that in a long time. I think the directs have been underwhelming for some time now because it was like, here's a couple crappy games you don't care about, and here's Tears of the Kingdom. Here's an obscure trailer of Tears of the Kingdom that doesn't give you anything. That's what the last like 3 or 4 directs have been. So I'm kind of glad the Zelda stuff is over. You know, Tears of the Kingdom is a great game, but I'm glad that hype can stop being built because it was kind of I was getting tired of it. It was boring. And the only thing I will comment on is there was no updates on Metroid Prime 4, which is a game I'm actually kind of excited for because those of you who have tried to play Metroid Prime, who maybe are more my age or younger, who are not used to the mechanics that Metroid Prime tries to implement, it's garbage. It's garbage. And I would love to play a Metroid Prime game that has good controls, good modern controls, and has a modern spin on it. And I think Prime 4 will probably be that whenever that is. Maybe I'll have grandkids by that point, but who knows? We'll have to see. But overall, I think this was a fantastic direct. I have no complaints. Truthfully, you know, if they had news to announce, they would announce it. You know, this is their most public events that they do. So if they had things to say, they would, is all I can really think. But that's my positive spin on it. I'm super excited for Super Mario RPG and the rest of this stuff. Let me know what you're thinking about this direct down in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you're most excited for. Maybe what your most sleeper pick for a game was that people probably aren't going to be talking about. Let me know down below. And as always, make sure to subscribe, like, all that good stuff for more content like this. You don't want to miss it, I promise, because I have some cool ideas I want to do, and we're going to be playing some cool games apparently with this direct. So, as always, this is HLEEP signing out. Have a good one.